Hello, this is Amnesia Gaming, and welcome to the first in a series of Song of Syx, a game which is often compared to Dwarf Fortress, RimWorld, and it's city builder. There is some combat, like Total War style, which is quite interesting. If you go here, you can go to random game, and just some of the new things they added is sort of, well, you know, maps of Britain and Europe and a few other things of interest, which is kind of cool. But I'm going to keep it on plain because that's just closest to random generation. We're going to keep raids on few, we're going to keep size huge, and we're going for northern. Now, I was going to start off with humans, but I think a lot of playthroughs play as humans, so I might do something else instead. There are Crestonians, they excel at farming, thrive in temperate and warm climates. Vegetarians, Dodorians, they excel at mining, enjoy refinement. Garthini love death and destruction while caring little for the line things in life. They have a high reproductive rate, makes them perfect cannon fodder, but given the right training equipment they can become quite efficient. There's humans, which is what I'm used to, so excel at intelligent jobs and decent farmers. But I think we're going to go for Tilapis, which is something that I haven't played yet, but I like to familiarise myself with. So the Tilapis are the territorial and bloodthirsty guardians of Syx forests, are perfectly suited to tend to forestry, animal husbandry, and dispensing swift death alike. They are no strangers to cannibalism. Well, I've never played a cannibal run through, but you know, let's see what happens, shall we? Now hopefully get a fairly decent start. If not, I might have to restart, but ideally I want to look for a cold region because they're quite good for hunting and farming. Hunting and fishing. So just going to select that. That's what you can. These titles you could obtain by being rewarded to play if you reach a certain milestone. So in this case, again, by having 100 happy people. So that just gives me a slight boost in the beginning. Yeah, well, how does this map look like? It's not too bad. Quite a lot of open land. Now I don't actually know the race preferences for the land for Tilapis, but you know, we're going to sort of play it by ear, I suppose. This does take a little bit of time. So what I'm looking for is obviously the deposits and the disabled rooms icon. Okay. It's not the best, but I can work with that, I suppose. It's got clay. Well, fertility's not that great, but hopefully we can make do with hunting and farming. Either way, let's get on with it, shall we? Yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed. I used to do some Twitch streams before and upload them on YouTube, but I'm fairly new as it comes, so bear with me this first episode. So now we've got to find a good location. To be honest, looking down here, it looks like that Syphilinol that can be used for exports. This is, I'm looking at here, this is coal deposits. I was hoping for iron ore. Stone deposits. So I'm right clicking, this is clay. It's across the river, which is unfortunate, but Something to bear in mind as well, these are animals which you can hunt, these white dots here, white squares. The green boxes are where you can get wild vegetation. It's not an easy start at this, I'll be honest. But I can work with it. And all the way up here is stone. What's down here? Clay. Ore. Okay. So these two red boxes are across the river, the coal and the stone. But ideally I want to keep some ore, and I want to be sort of close to the river for fishing. Okay, there are animals to hunt, which is good. So I might just land. Yeah, we could land here. So on the right hand screen, if you're not familiar with the game, you could attract more immigrants here and double click once you reach certain milestones in your city, which is your fulfillment and your current expectation. So if one's higher than the other, you're more likely to attract more immigrants. Well, I think we're going to keep for a single species, but you could also attract multiple immigrants from multiple other races. This is sort of your inventory, which you can find. So at the moment we've got fruit, wood, stone, livestock. Livestock would be important, but it won't count and display until it's put in warehouses. And then from there you could import and export. I'll probably explain a bit more about importing and export as we play through the game. And this is your treasury. This is your goods. Knowledge, that's for research. For, you know, if you wanted to research, give a boost to research or research new technologies, you can do it through here. Crime rate. Oh, interesting. There's a crime rate already for Tilapis. I guess they are cannibals, right? So you probably want to keep this not in the negatives. You want to keep it a little bit open so people can do odd jobs. And let's just see what makes them tick. So Tilapis, they're fighters, sleepers, like sleep a bit more often, sprinters, a bit faster. Their resistance to hot and cold, a bit. Yeah, so it goes into quite a lot of details, so I think this species gets hungry a bit more often. They do like cannibalism. Lifespan is 90. Okay. So by playing the game, you want to max out these statistics here, which is one way of getting more population, and it leads into your happiness here and your loyalty as well. So later on you could build beds and apartments and mills and so forth. But yeah, let's play, shall we? So I don't know if I'm going to make a cut here, but generally what I like to do is I like to switch down to planning mode. You can do it from the bottom here, and just drag it 6 by 6, like so. If you need to delete jobs, you can just do it like this. Now I did place my starting place a bit further away from trees, but it's not going to be too much of an issue in the beginning, I don't think. So whilst we go and play, I'm just going to activate this, and I think later on down the line I will speed it up a bit, but just in the beginning it's quite slow. As you can see, they're starting to work on the dirt roads. The reason why I did 6 wide is because you could put lights later on down the line when you get metal. It's like advanced resource you can get in the game. So just clicking through to show you where you can go, and well, getting janitors is quite important at the very beginning. So we want a hunter, ideally, at the start. We can get away without fruit, for the most part, but I think so. But for now, we're just going to build a warehouse. Now, I don't know if this race prefers squareness or organic shapes, but we could also figure that one out. So you can drag a square like this, you can select this box to build here. The yellow means that it's going to cost a bit more unless you build some central column support. So we could probably shave that off. And what size? So by pressing E or Q and R to rotate, you could change the shape and parameters of the crates which would store the goods. So let's just see. It's not going to fit. I was hoping it's going to fit. I wanted to make it symmetrical, so let's just slim it down a bit. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now if you wanted to shrink the room, you could do so like this, and if you wanted to give it a shape, you can, like so. But for now I think it's good to have the warehouse a bit more efficient, so you can make it circular, but it's a lot more efficient square, so we're going to keep it square for now, but we'll do other buildings differently. So that's going to cost 88 stone, 88 wood, and 210 wood if you count everything else. Nothing more next to do than construct. Oh, we need to create a door, hold on. So we just create entrance here and entrance down here. Maybe an entrance here, maybe an entrance there. Okay. Actually, I'm not going to have too much doors, just in case there's isolation problems, but keep 4 entrances just so there's a lot more access. So now that's dormant, and for me to activate it I need to go down here, switch off planning, activate jobs, and then they can get to work on it as soon as they can. So I'm just going to speed up time. So we want a hunter as soon as possible, really. But I'm just going to leave it on play, just so I can plan out my roads a bit better. But what we're going to have is switch on planning again. And import depot at the side. 2 of them. Well, actually, let's make it 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then an export depot, roughly the same shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's quite centralised. It's not far away from the storehouse. I think down here we might have something like an eatery, but for now we're just going to build some roads to connect. Yeah. And you could also right click and hold and drag to get dimensions of things if you ever need to plan a room size, because have different furnitures, different requirements. Right. So looking at here, we've got quite a lot of space to work with. Initially we're going to start running out of food, but I'm just going to speed it up in the meantime. If we're not careful, they're going to spy from rations for some time. Aha, they need to get more trees. So what we're going to do is we're going to select fell trees, and we're just going to chop, chop, chop. There we go. And that should be enough. You could use a woodcutter, which is a bit more sustainable. This is what they look like. So now you see we've attracted 5 more people, so we're going to select that. So now we're up to 25. And here we are. Now I haven't built a farm yet, so we've got choices to do fishery or hunting. I think I might go the hunting route actually, because it's quite important having meat, because I think that's racial preference for Tilapis. Okay, now it needs to chop up some more trees. They do regrow back in this version. So whilst I'm doing that, I'm just going to continue the roads down here. Okay, so now we've built a warehouse. What you do is there's plus and minus, and that would increase the capacity. So we've got 60 crates to work with, which is what I roughly wanted to do. But for food, we're just going to select all of it. We're going to double tap wood. Might as well bring up the food a bit more, especially meat. Eggs are quite rare, so we don't worry about that too much. Livestock, clay, coal, well, pretty much everything, but not everything. We're going to collect this when we're hunting, eventually. Leather. We're going to keep the levels, that's going to be quite a good export, leather, when we do get around to collecting it. Might as well make space for gems, and we can always change it afterwards. We're not going to have opium in this game, unfortunately, because we chose a northern climate. And just bump up everything else. Don't have to go overboard. Even though we're not going to get jewelry for this run through this early on anyway. So yeah, my thought process is quite organic without necessarily planning too much far ahead. It's important to plan ahead by building a suitable warehouse. You can get by with a small 8x8 warehouse if you know what you're doing and you just want a granary for your food, and then you build a secondary warehouse, but it would very easily be filled up later on down the line. But because this is quite centralized, I like this warehouse to be at least 60 crates, and 60 crates is just about what we can manage with the resources we have. So at the moment, might as well speed it up, get these roads sorted. Now it's going to be a case of we've got to decide where we want a hunter room really. So yeah, we're next to it, it's ideal. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go to planning again. And yeah, there's going to be some room for some pastures, but for now, let's just think about. Ooh, I'm trying to think what sort of size we want. Do we want to continue the road? No, I don't think so. We'll leave a space for the road here, up here. Let's make it a bit more stylized, just slightly. So yeah, that's going to fit workbenches. Question is, how many do we need really? There's a trade-off between having too much, because your efficiency has to be matched by your auxiliaries. So that will be quite good. Admittedly, we're a bit over the size requirements. It doesn't have to be this size. So we're going to trim it down a bit. Like so. We're just going to leave off a little bit of a road to connect. So we're going to leave the doorways in the middle here. Like so. Now that's going to cost quite a bit of wood, so I'm just going to bear that in mind. So you can see here it looks a bit more organic than square. I think that's what the Tilapis like. So before we attempt to do that, we're just going to fell more trees. They do grow back. And we're going to leave that in play. Now in this version, it seems like you can produce quite a lot of meat with having a hunter. So how much is that? 227 wood. So yeah, we've got enough. So all we need to do now is just activate it. Like so. Da-da-dum. I do like watching them work in the little animations when you cut it to this speed, you can hear each of them work. Now it's sort of like important to build dormitories, but they do manage to just sleep on the floor at the very beginning, so it's not superly important to do it, which gives you a bit of relief, but it does boost your happiness. So you see here, this is our rations that we're living on, and our fruit deposits, which is getting low. So we might need to build a fruit farm. If even though fruit's not a preferred food, it's important to have a supply. Let me see if there's any. So yeah, you can collect fruit in the wild, but it's way out over here, which is not very convenient. Yeah, that's quite a useful tip. Is like you can go here and harvest wild vegetables and just, you know, drag it across. So that's going to bring us to 30. And if you look here, we've got some employed working at the hunters, and the maximum is 4. But you could go in and adjust it a bit more if you like. So we can bump it up to 6. Let's see, what else can we do? I guess we can activate this. And we want to create a farm district as well. So you can do that by digging canals. For now, I'm just going to bring it all the way here. There's one big straight road. Fruit farm to make use of it. So fertility is not that great on this map, but we may do. Just slow it down when I'm doing this. So we're going to create 16 by 16. So that's going to take 26 of our 30 supply, but it will keep us going. And that will employ 4 farmers and have a yearly output of 94. So we're going to activate. So ideally we want to create a sort of fishing village if we can. But I'm not going to go through the hassle of importing fruit. So you see already, look at our meat, it's increased quite a lot. And so has our leathers. And yeah, you can export the meat and leather for quite a bit of cash, but we're going to keep hold of it at the beginning. So you see down here, the plan is we're going to get this ore deposit here and eventually create a metal industry. We're going to have an eatery here, and we'll think of somewhere maybe next episode where we're going to put our dormitories and so forth. Now I do like collecting mushrooms because it does have quite a high value. So here on this menu you can see how much is the selling price. So that's the selling price is 10 for leather, but for mushrooms it's 22, which is quite good, and it's quite high for livestock, but livestock is going to be slow. Actually that's a 4, we should probably use up our livestock before it dwindles down due to the spoil rate. 100% a year, okay. So I suppose we can create. Let's wait until it's daytime. Looks like here we go. I suppose we could create. Pasture. Let's have it an auric pasture. Yeah. I mean, onks can give you cotton, Entelment can give you meat, but I find the rate is so slow for general pastures that I think auric is better, and it's a northern specialty if you live in normal climates. So yeah. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, let's make it interesting. I mean, this is maybe not the most optimal build, but there we go. And we have our gate somewhere in the middle. Yeah. Okay. We'll activate that job as well. And we'll also fell some more trees. We'll have to get rid of these trees anyway for creating a farming district here. So here you could dig canals, like so. So if you wanted to copy a room, you could do that, because that took a bit of time. So what we could do is we could maybe create something like this, which looks a bit strange, but it just gives you an idea of what you can do with the game. But I think we'll delete that room. I think that will do for the first episode. So thank you for joining. This is Amnesia Gaming, and wait for the next installment. Thank you and goodbye.